And we're live. Welcome, everyone, to the Scarred Thumb podcast. I'm your host, David, and well, guys, it's over. It's Nintendover, fellows, because you are looking at the newest president of Nintendo of America. That's right. Devin Pritchard is her name, becomes the newest president of Nintendo of America after Doug Bowser's retirement. And not only is she a woman, which I mean was bad enough, but she's also a lawyer. And really, when I look at this, I feel she really is the perfect pick for the new era of Nintendo. The Disney era of zero innovation, nothing risky. We don't need the long gone is the bold, sort of like Reggie Fils-Aimé, Wii U, Iwata, trying to innovate era. Now, this is the new Nintendo, where we're going to protect our IP. We're just going to sit back on our IP. Her being a lawyer is perfect because they're going to litigate the living hell out of anybody that tries to use their IP. What they're doing with patents now, with Pow World in the U.S., trying to make sure that no one else can have any sort of you can't have a monster, or a buddy out following you. You can't ride them. They're just trying to patent all these insane gameplay mechanics. I don't actually have I covered it a little bit, but I don't have anything prepared here for that. But what they're doing with patents is insane and evil in terms of what, moving video games forward. Video games as an art. This isn't video games as an art. She's not interested in video games really at all. I mean, she's played them I'll go over it first. Let me just play this video. You can just get a feel for it. I can't believe her predecessor named Bowser. Yeah, it was always when it was announced, it was always kind of a fun joke, Bowser. Nintendo Switch Tours. Wow, yeah, it's creative. To me, the intelligence just drips off of her. Maybe that's unfair to say, but I just don't see anybody. It's incredibly fun. This is your new president of Nintendo America. It's really really good. I mean, there's obviously some issues when you have a woman in charge in terms of they've always the female nature sort of always goes against what's men find fun in terms of sexuality, messing with each other, sort of male spaces. But I mean, Nintendo's never really been about that, which I guess might be a saving grace. They've never had communication, but they've always been a children's brand, so they've always kind of toned down a lot of that stuff naturally. But I think it doesn't help for Nintendo of America. They've always been kind of on the wokey side, from Seattle, that Seattle area, that tech area. So it's probably not going to improve under her, that's for sure. But this is, like I said, this is just cementing more what people are kind of afraid of. Is that Nintendo just doesn't care about innovation. It's just about making some money off your IPs that you've already established. Nintendo of Japan knows how to make good games. They know the formula. It's just you're not going to really see Nintendo pushing stuff forward at all. And they're one of the only companies left that doesn't completely come off as like a corporate shell. I mean, you have Xbox, which, I mean, come on. And then you have Sony. Both of those giant corporations don't seem to care about anything. Nintendo was the kind of company from your childhood that you thought they still love games. They still love games. And even this Nintendo Life article talking about Devin Pritchard, they kind of go over it. Let's see. she was a part of the legal department, which again, just perfect fit for the new Nintendo here. Getting a lawyer as your president. Which, I mean, the litigation stuff was always one of the worst parts of Nintendo. I've always loved their games, but it's like the legal stuff they do is just always like on the evil side of things. So this is from, we don't know for sure what Pritchard's video game chops are like yet, but Kit and Krista's latest video shed some light on her gaming habits. The former NOA employees worked closely with the soon-to-be president during their tenure at the company, and while they agreed that she's far from a hardcore gamer, they're quick to point out she knows her Nintendo. She definitely loves Nintendo. Like all of us, she has the childhood memories connecting with Nintendo in some way, shape, or form. She's probably not playing games every day for many hours. She's not a core gamer, as we like to call it. So, I mean, she's not really like a gamer, but she knows Nintendo. She knows what Mario is and Pikachu, which, I mean, that's great. But she definitely understands the industry, and she understands how to fit into it. So, I mean, this, again, it's one of those things that, she's not seeing video games as an art. It's a company thing. Like, she's not someone like Iwata, which was a game developer, a real lover of video games. Someone that's been playing video games their entire life. And this is also kind of disturbing. She would point out that she has young children, and very much views the Nintendo image through them, which, again, I don't think Nintendo's always had a child-friendly brand, but it's never been like a kid. These games aren't made for kids. They're made for really everybody, but mostly it's made by men for themselves. That's the essence of video games. They're made by men for themselves. They don't specifically, hey, how do I design a game for kids? Just you make a game for men. You have men making games that they like for themselves, and then, if it's easy enough, it can be played by kids. So looking at it as a children's brand is, I don't think necessarily a good thing for Nintendo, at least for adults that want to play it. I mean, if you want to make really basic, really too easy games, I mean, that's the other thing is I think people always doubt just how good an 8-year-old or a 12-year-old can be at video games too. Is a Pikmin fan, we're in good hands. Oh boy, who cares? Pikmin is a great game, but it's not because she likes it. Yeah, it's just, that's the thing. It's just another notch in the Nintendo's kind of give it up on innovation belt here. This new president. Here's Daniel Ahmed, who's a communist and a Chinese. I'm pretty sure he was working for the Chinese government. Make sure I always see about gamers is criticism of publisher investor pressure, designing games that focus on long-term monetization over player experience, which I mean true. The majority of investor CEOs happen to be men. Oh my gosh! But you don't see people saying men are ruining games. Yeah, because the people that make the games themselves, Daniel, are all men. That's why men make video games. So it's kind of hard to say men are ruining games when men are making the games. And yeah, sure, CEOs are ruining. There's definitely this sort of business aspect to it. But him crying, because obviously there's backlash, because everyone knows when they see a woman as sort of CEO, it's not a good thing. It just isn't. They don't understand video games the same way men do because they've been playing them all their lives. They're not gamers, and this has already been confirmed. This is, again, just more corporate stuff. This is video games as a business, which video games as a business has been a huge detriment to video games itself. It's always like, we got to get our quarterly earnings, so we got to push this out unfinished, or we got to add monetization to this, some DLC, which, I mean, Nintendo's fair. Well, I don't want to say they're super good about it, but they charge regular DLC, but at least they haven't been super microtransaction-y, except with the exception of their online phone games. But this is just another step back for Nintendo. I mean, I'm sure she's good. She'd be very good at what she's doing, which is just maintaining the company, making sure everything stays under budget. Statements, making statements. But she's not going to be pushing. She's not going to be trying to like cement her own legacy. She's not going to try to be pushing the game's forward, and that's why I think you see Xbox having a female CEO. I mean, the diversity thing's good, but diversity is a good thing for investors and looking good in the corporate world. But I mean, the main thing is like they just do what they're told. They just want to get that check. They're not worried about legacy or any sort of grand visions. They're just making sure things stay running and they don't get blamed for anything. That's what she's gonna do. So a great fit for what Nintendo wants to do now. But I mean, everyone knows that this isn't a good thing. Any gamer knows it isn't a good thing because she's not going to be spreading any sort of positive male message. Not going to be making sure men have like a positive space in any sort of like Nintendo official capacity. The pressure is going to be against them if there is any pressure, and I don't know if there will be. For Nintendo, this was funny too. There's more Nintendo news, but not related to the president thing. And I got a ton of stories, so I gotta keep it going. But yeah, this was funny. So I don't have the stuff here. Oh wait, they got it here. Hopefully I won't get copyrighted for playing. So this is Ash Ketchum. This is a Pokemon song. Department of don't want to get striked, but this is the Gotta Catch 'Em All, Pokemon song playing as ICE agents arrest illegals that are committing crimes constantly. That's just like a funny sort of meme thing as they arrest. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Making maybe light of the situation. I think it's more just for like the memes. Like, hey, they're joking. They're serious, but they're also like having a little humor here, saying like, hey, we're not going to like fall into this trap that there are people with families and this is a serious business. These are human beings. Like, these are cancers in our society. We're going to cut them out. We're not going to fall for this sort of fake compassion bullshit. We're this anti-white. Hey, these guys are human beings that we need to fill our cities with crime and drugs. We're just getting rid of them. We're getting rid of them, and we're joking about it too because it's such a good thing. It's worth making light of in a sense that it's worth celebrating that these people are gone and aren't coming back to our country. This is a great thing. So they're memeing with this, and it's very fun. But of course, IGN is very upset about this. So they got to make this article. Pokemon formally responds to the Department of Homeland Security's use of Ash Ketchum and Pokemon Series tune theme. Permission was not granted for the use of our intellectual property. Of course, that's the official line. Why would Nintendo grant permission for this? It's a little bit, it's not on their brand at all. And it's obviously political in a way they do not want to get political. But they wanted why isn't Nintendo suing them? Nintendo loves to sue. Why aren't they doing that? Why aren't they filing claims? They use their song without permission. My Pokemon are mixed. They're saying reactions to the video, they're mixed, but it's pretty funny to see. They've asked a former Nintendo legal executive about whether or not Pokemon should sue. I don't see them doing anything about this for a few reasons. McGowan now, so he's a principal at some sort of extreme grow-up services. I told an IGN today. First, think of how little you see the Pokemon International's name in the press. They're insanely publicity shy and prefer to let the brand be the brand. So obviously, suing would just cause more headlines. That's a great point. Second, Many of their execs are in the U.S. on green cards, he continued. Even if I was still at the company, I wouldn't touch this, and I'm the most trigger-happy CL, Chief Legal Officer, I've ever met. This will blow over in a couple of days, and they'll be happy to let it. So, yes, this is a good... Don't piss off the U.S. government when your entry into the U.S., they control it. So, like, exactly. There's one person that Nintendo doesn't want to mess with, and that's the United States of America government. So they're like, you know what? They could easily just screw over a lot of us, since we have to be. Miyamoto's got to be here in Hollywood to work on some movie or something. We don't want his green card revoked, so we're just gonna let him. We're just gonna look the other way and ignore it because we don't. This is a fight we don't want. We can bully like the kid making an emulator or selling ROMs on a site. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. U.S. government, nah, they got a little too many guns and a little too much power for us. They could put more tariffs on us. Who knows? For some fans, if no action is taken, the Pokemon's lack of response. This is where IGN just shows how butthurt they are, which is funny. For some fans, if no action is taken, by some fans, I mean themselves. Pokemon's going to be lack of response here. May likely seem surprising considering how the highly litigious nature of the corporation is in other instances, reported on the media. A simpler tactic for the company could simply be to lie. This is where the editorial part of it, where Tom Phillips, the writer, here says what they should do. They should lodge a copyright complaint against the post itself, as rapper Jay-Z successfully did back in August. So they should file a DMCA complaint and get the post taken down, because it's mean. There's certainly and then this is where they show posts. This is the great thing about social media for writers. They don't need to say it themselves. They could be complete cowards and just write and just putting quotes from other people that think the same way they do. So go to Blue Sky and sure. I also like that they mentioned ends with a parade of criminals turned into Pokemon cards, with their type weakness being ice type, which is just a great little touch. These people in charge of social media, Homeland Security, are really good. We need to channel all the world's energy into Pokemon, into Nintendo and Pokemon to sue the effing shit out of Homeland Security for unauthorized visual representation. Yeah, it's just like Marvel. We need to you see, remember that scene from Avengers where everybody shows up? That's what we need to do with Nintendo, guys. These are human beings with families. They're criminals. Criminals with families that need to go, and the entire family can go with them. Always Flacco. Like, what the F are we doing as a society? Yeah, what are we doing? You can't even take this seriously. Writing up people and turning them is just a fun Pokemon meme. I mean, it's serious business, but yeah, it's really fun and good that these people are leaving. They're being caught and being sent away because they are damaging society, doing incredible damage to society. This is a great thing. So yeah, making fun of it, making light of it, sure, it's fun. I think it's fantastic. We don't want criminals in our society, but of course, IGN's again. This is Tom Phillips speaking through other people here by including these memes. These are human beings with families. Fuck you, Tom Phillips. Fuck you, IGN. Let's move on. Let's move on from Nintendo news. This was a bit older, but I wanted to cover the trans violent Charlie Kirk stuff last week. Borderlands 4 came out, and it looks like shit. So this is Digital Foundry just doing a little excerpt about the performance of Borderlands 4, newest AAA $70, $80 game. Wow. Buttery smooth 40 FPS, 30 to 40. 60 is probably like the target or above. VR range. Ooh. Hmm. So you can't play more than 30 minutes. You need to restart like every 30 minutes to avoid drops in your FPS. This was from Synth Potato. Digital Foundry basically just confirming that there's some serious issues with the game. Absolutely unacceptable. Randy Fine says restarting fixes it, so it's fine. So the other thing is Randy Fine, Borderlands 4 just launched, big game. It's been having a ton of performance issues. People are crapping on it because of that. And Randy Fine, the lead, I don't know if he's the lead developer or the president of whatever this thing is, but he's always been like the lead guy for Borderlands, the main face of the company too. But this is a $70 game. And look at this. Look at this. The stuttering is just awful. So he's trying to stream the game and he's just getting tons of stuff and he just stops in frustration. It isn't looking good. So this is just an embarrassing thread that Randy Pitchford came out with. He's from Gearbox. That's coming to mix it. Every PC gamer must accept the reality of the relationship between hardware and what the software they are running is doing. This is a long thread about why, you just got to expect some, issues happening. If you have feelings about PC performance, my advice is not to wait, is to not wait and to make the trade-offs to prioritize what's important to you. Just an entire thread of cope. Let me see if I can find the cope. Use DDLS. It's great. Games was built to take advantage of it. This is not a competitive FPS. more cope. Let me try and find Notch calling him be a man, dude. Notch calling him out for this. But where's the main quote here in this big old thread here? Did I bookmark it? No, I just bookmarked the entire thread. We made an amazing, fun, huge looter shooter campaign. The game is pretty damn. This is Randy Pitchford. You just saw this sort of like lag here, and there's tons of videos of this. But he's calling the game pretty damn optimal, which means that the software is doing what we want without wasteful cycles on bad processes. And did he delete the other thing where he tells people that just to build their own engine? I love this passive aggressiveness. But you do you. We'll keep working. The more people that play, the more data we get, and it's easier we keep making improvements. So thank you for playing. Thank you for your passion. Oh, no, I don't think he has a thing where he tells people to make their own engine, or maybe he deleted it. Like, if you don't like it, make your own engine here. Borderlands worsens over time. Randy Pitchford suggests quitting and restarting as a workaround. Just an amazing statement to make. Hey, as a workaround, just quit the game and restart it. Hey, you just paid $70 for this game. You know what? You should just restart every 30 minutes as a workaround if you really want to enjoy it. Great workaround. And this was days before launch. Randy Pitchford responding to someone, yes, PS5 and Series X are buttery smooth. Series S is good too. Just buttery. You could just look at this gameplay here. Just buttery smooth. The buttery smooth 36 FPS here is really good. What is my Siri trying to do? Like my phone's like Siri's like, what do you like to do? Oh, it's because I said Series S. Goodness. This is Paul Tassi making fun of him. Randy is now doing personal tech support with Twitter users and recommending 4 times frame gen and a 580 NVIDIA, and telling them to turn off fog, which is literally not an option in the game. Legitimately never seen anything like this. I think Randy Pitchford responded to him, but he might have deleted it at some point. Bro, I got a 580. What you mean, Randy? Do I need a workstation? 10,000 GPU? Do I need a time machine? And get a 7090? Would you like to help tuning with your personal specifications? And this is what he gets. Ryzen 9, let's see, 73X 12-core processor, 32 gigabytes of RAM, quite a bit of storage. As the RTX 580. So this is a far better setup than I have. You should be in good shape. Run that on 1440p monitor. Recommend 2 inputs into the GR8. So you're running it split screen. I don't know what that means. What FPS are you getting? VSync off, disable anti-indexing. Use DDLS, multi-frame generation at 4x. NVIDIA Reflex on. Match your frame limiter. Oh boy. And this is tells PCs unhappy with performance to get a refund on Steam, which is great advice. Not something you expect to see. Just go get a refund if you don't like it. Borderlands actually put out an official statement that isn't. I like how the first reply is, have you tried telling Randy to shut the fuck up? We want you. Thank you for welcoming Borderlands 4 to the world. It's been less than a week since the game launched. It's been incredibly millions of played, guys. We're reading every piece of feedback you share. Some things have already begun to take action. This is where we're going to help improve the game, guys. We value your feedback and are committed to delivering an incredible Borderlands 4 experience. You know, in 2-3 years, maybe we'll have this optimized. And then Borderlands for the Switch 2 has been delayed indefinitely. The game was supposed to release on October 3rd. So the performance must have been so bad on Switch 2 that they had to delay it indefinitely. Absolutely amazing. And this was, I think, a great point. Let me just take. This guy named Zool Smith, who's a retired Team Fortress and Counter-Strike modder, really looking into the future here. What it'll look like in years and a year after AAA devs get their hands on it. So this is NVIDIA DDLS off, a full RT on, 3 FPS, and then with DLSS 4, full RT on, you get the full 83 FPS. This is like a meme, but it is obviously true. As this NVIDIA GeForce introduces a new feature, the new multi-frame generation, everything enhanced. And this is one of the worries that this guy is obviously pointing out, is that game companies are going to rely on this stuff as a crutch to get performance, rather than optimizing their game to actually work on the hardware with a reasonable amount of effort. They're just offloading it to engines, offloading it to GeForce, this sort of frame generation, and other features. It's like these features from these graphics cards, AI. I'm sure is going to be involved here, with like the AI frame generation. It's just a crutch, but since it saves them money, and they could still make the game look really good, that's all they care about. This sort of art of making your own engine, the art of making it work well, is slowly being lost to these sort of like consumer slop that people like Randy Pitchford is putting out. And so here's him saying, happening sooner than I thought, not going to lie. And this is an unfortunate future for a lot of AAA games. Not only are they getting more expensive, but the devs are getting either like more incompetent or more lazy in making these games work on your computer, and then just relying on NVIDIA frame generation to make up the difference, rather than actually optimizing it and taking time to do that. It's a real sad state of affairs, and Borderlands 4 just shows off just the ever declining quality of AAA games. This was kind of fun. Let's have a fun thing, We've had some bad news, but this is kind of neat. Minecraft, the wait is over. The Copper Age begins September 30th. I haven't played Minecraft in a year, but they are actually coming out with tools made out of copper. So this is like a transition between stone and iron, which could make the early game a little easier. Not that it needs to be. But it's kind of cool. I hate Agnes. Oh, the Copper Age. I've got a copper golem. Copper golem does seem cool. It does like stuff automatically. I'm not 100% on the details because I haven't played Minecraft in a long time. But here's what they're adding: copper golem, copper chest, copper sword, hoe, the whole copper horse armor, the torch, lantern, chains, and bars, and a shelf. The shelf actually does look like a cool decoration. I might have to play Minecraft again at some point. I just have so many things to play. The copper golem. It's very cool. They're making copper useful, right? It was like only just lightning rod and sort of like a telescope. I think use copper very little. They're also adding in these sort of where is it? Mobs of Mayhem. Where did I put that? I thought I had that saved here. Hang on a second. Where did I put the Mobs of Mayhem? Here we are. Let me get this for you. You can see Mobs of Mayhem. Mounts of Mayhem, sorry. This is the Nautilus. I assume it drops Nautilus shells? Hey, Silver Bishop, how's it going? Hello. Oh, by the way, hello, Dokes, X-Runner, Marty. What happened to the original 7? Have a baby Nautilus. That's cool. Oh, no. Oh, no. This actually is scary. If he can throw the trident, that's pretty dangerous. They're adding in a new weapon, the spear. Oh, and the zombie has a spear. That's kind of like a new mob. Eventually be quick and charge you. That's pretty neat. Neat little addition. You can do mounted combat. Apparently the Nautilus itself, you can ride it underwater and you won't lose any sort of a breath, you won't lose oxygen. So underwater travel has become a lot easier, which I think is really kind of cool because I think the ocean right now is underdeveloped, in my opinion. Quite underdeveloped. Being able to base ocean bases and have ocean travel. This is another thing that you can do quickly. That's pretty good. This was a really, really wild story here. So this game Block Blasters was live on Steam, and it is a crypto drainer, which apparently I'm not super familiar. And hat tip to X Runner. I think he's the one that linked me to this. What it does is once you put it on your computer, it will scan your all your crypto wallets and try and get the codes, or, your passwords and stuff, so it can take all your crypto essentially. So this has just been an issue on Steam for quite a long time, where they just allow malware on their platform. So you have to be very careful with these games. This was like Block Blasters, a fast-paced action, an old school platformer cranked up with chaos and lasers. So you just make this like kind of fun looking, old school, very simple game, and then you have it, steal people's information and passwords so you can rob them. But what happened here is that one of their victims was a cancer patient that this malware stole $32K donated to Rastaland for his cancer fight. So people donate a bunch of crypto to this guy to help fund his cancer cancer treatments. And this game stole it from him. So it just really just evil stuff. So this VT Underground reverse engineered the malware that stole $32K, donated to Rastaland for his cancer fight. They uncovered the entire infrastructure operations, the people that fell victim, and the people behind it. So there's really like high stakes drama going on here. And here's the TLDR of today. So this Rastaland TV gets crypto drained. He has stage 4 cancer. He's targeted specifically for his cancer treatment money, loses $32K. Nerds band together. ZSS Becker donates $30K to him. Malware. Nerds come together. Drainer info found. The infrastructure. Pull all victim data from the infra. Victims will be notified. All malware flagged. Own inst nerds come together. Find Drainer's info from their Telegram IDs. Find info from their Steam IDs. TLTR. Stage cancer bro gets fucked over. 50 plus nerds band together to undo the damage. Fuck cancer. It's kind of a cool. So they were able to find the guy's information, because I guess they left all their Telegram info in the code itself. Hey, good morning, Silver Bishop. Made a post about a cancer patient being a victim of malware, malicious Steam game. This is the VX Underground that was leading the charge on fighting this. It's a crypto janitor masquerading as a free-to-play video game. Based on reports and conversation occurring online, this is a malicious video game. This is him talking again. I've received a bunch of notifications about the Blockbuster pseudo takedown that occurred in response to a group of individuals spear phishing and crypto jamming of a cancer patient. I appreciate everyone thanking me and giving me congratulations. And I'm not fully responsible for the action which occurred. I did reverse engineer the malware, identify the infrastructure. However, any work done was accelerated due to a group of people, and these are just people that they help come together. Just different people working together to fight against this malicious actor, and the person behind it is been caught. Valentine Lopez has officially been arrested by Miami PD on charges of wire fraud and computer fraud. This arrest is suspected to be related to the recent cancer theft of 3,000 USD. CT is more powerful than ever right now. This person is a... When do they mention it? At some point. So this person is a... let's see. Oop. Did I miss it? The person behind the drainer, this guy is a immigrant. So the guy that did the scam was a visa holder, allowed here. So just another example of legal migration here, bringing in the best to make malware to scam cancer victims out of thousands of dollars. So hopefully this guy gets deported, arrested, maybe even something worse. But it is terrible. But it's hopefully he does some serious jail time. Can't come back. Again, another great example of visa holders. We're doing great stuff. God, we're importing these people. just another quick update. I don't know if you remember Relooted. This is a game that got way too much attention for what it is. It's about, anti-racist game that promotes African culture, but focuses on the theft, robbery, and looting. This is where, they're looting museums to take back African artifacts that I'm sure, Africa would have preserved and appreciated. It demo has launched with a peak of 22 people. So no one wants to play this garbage game. It looks like shit. And this was pretty fun. Pretty fun, like little tidbit. So this is what's the most shocking butterfly effect you know. So Nintendo wouldn't be the company it was if a law hadn't forced to hire an electrician to take care of machine maintenance. This electrician was Gunpei Yokoi, who would create dozens of toys in the 60s and 70s, allowing Nintendo to rake in millions. He also designed Nintendo's first video games, the Game & Watch, and finally the Game Boy. That's wild. So just an electrician that they hired for machine maintenance ended up becoming the creator of the Game Boy and the Game & Watch. Really, really crazy. And I don't know if I want to go over all this stuff. It's kind of whatever. Magic the Gathering, making Dwight Schrute, Secret Layers. Apparently, some people didn't like these. I kind of think that they're like a little more whimsical and nerdy. I don't really have that much of a problem with it. It really, like, this stuff I find far more offensive than, these like kind of like whimsical Dwight Schrute things where it's like Kratos, Nathan Drake, God of War. Here. Whoa. Arturus, Impulsive Son. Wow. Joel from Last of Us. Whoa. Ellie. It's like, what? Abby. Goodness gracious. Like, this stuff I hate far more. The Ghost of Tsushima as a card than, at least this stuff kind of seems like a joke, which I think, Secret Lair was originally kind of supposed to have an element of, unseriousness to it. But maybe I'm wrong here. But I don't mind the sort of like whimsical, like stupid looking art here. It's got to like reminds like the old school sort of like jokey stuff they used to do. This stuff, like, hey, we're just throwing in brands and then get money off other brands, is the stuff I really hate about Secret Lair and Universes Beyond. Like, that's just, it doesn't make sense. At least, Dwight Schrute isn't another like game, another IP. It's just, a character. FBI categories transgender suspects as nihilistic, violent extremists. Video game community is the most affected, I'm sure. This actually, I kind of want to go over this one too. So, this is a story about one of the screenwriters for the Bocchi the Rock anime. The Bocchi the Rock anime screenwriter goes mask off, saying they censored content to save anime by using the tactic, think of the children. Anime appears to be getting censored at the source by activists saying familiar things. And this is just to give you an idea, this is what sort of Bocchi looks like in the manga. Obviously, you can see she's got huge tits, which is awesome, as always. What you want out of your anime characters. Author wouldn't have wanted this. So the author liked some Blue Archive stuff. So this is the interview, an interview article in Japan. This is kind of going over what the issue is here. An interview article in Japan has sparked controversy, in which the screenwriter of the popular anime Bocchi the Rock, which I watched Bocchi the Rock. It's a good anime, just despite this stuff. but the popular anime Boshi the Rock claims to have removed some of the original content as noise. She also commented that she made efforts to avoid sexual exploitation of characters, which, what the hell does that even mean? Suggests that her ideology has been incorporated into the work. Essentially, this is similar to localizers modifying works to embody their own ideology. The same problem is occurring in Japan, which, of course, the person doing it is a woman. Just pointing that out. Last year, a devastating incident occurred in Japan where manga author committed suicide in grief after undesirable changes were made to the original work. While it's unclear how the original author feels about the incident, fans of these works expect the original work to be faithfully reproduced, and any inclusion of their other intentions would be considered noise. As a consumer, I hope the greater respect for the original author is emphasized. But we're not happy about this, and this is kind of a thread kind of going over what this person talked about here, this bitter woman talked about. Also, Japan's creators like Bochi the Rock and Mayabashi Witches writer Erika Yoshida, who injected their own ideology into someone's work and used them to spread it. I'm going to quote and translate some parts that stood out from the article. The article itself, Erika Yoshida talks about the harmfulness of anime and expression. Romance stories impose the idea of romance being central to life, which is a form of violence. It's a form of violence, and this is the part that honestly pissed me off the most, is the idea that romance is somehow violence. I've always hated, one of the things I've hated the most about seeing like modern Disney movies, and there's so much of the modern entertainment and like a lot of these sort of like even like the stuff that's like sort of aimed at a younger audience, or even like a lot of stuff, really. Movies in general, media in general, is that romance has been downplayed so much in these movies, and really it is a central part of life. This sort of man meeting a woman, and falling in love, having a family. Like, this is a core tenet to a healthy society, and it's being downplayed and just sort of moved constantly. And this is obviously to do with feminism, where this idea that you can just be a career woman, focus on your career, having children is just an evil thing, a bad thing. These bitter women just hate the fact that, like, I assume, I don't know what her relationship status is. I think she has a kid herself, but it is just really evil. There's no other way to describe it but evil. The idea that romance is somehow a form of violence, or focusing on romance is a form of violence. In the drama Cherry Magic, she added an aromantic asexual character not in the original. Bochi the Rock Hattori takes an ice bath naked in the manga, but Yoshida put her in a swimsuit. Such depictions are noise. Even works that could dominate the market loses views because of such noise. What matters is whether you could show it to your own children, which, I mean, anime isn't necessarily specifically a children's thing. Even 99 people are fine. 1% of extremists do something she fears anime culture could collapse. Unlike novels or play, anime is easy to access, so creators must be more careful about expression, and the mindset should spread through the industry. Again, this is like, think of the children. Oh, we can't have sexuality here. We just got to make everything this boring, bland. Of course, this is just secular religion trying to remove, again, any form of romance. Man and women coming together is a good thing. Sexuality being a good and healthy thing. You can't have this sort of stuff. We got to have this puritanical hatred of men is what these people want to push constantly. And then the thread's over, but it is really sad because I liked Bochi the Rock. I think it's it's a fun anime, very cute, but it is sad to see that a lot of this it could have been even better if Bochi was given big tits like she'd had in the anime. It would have been even better than it was before, and it was already good. What we lost thanks to this shrew this wretched shrew that just hates romance. Hopefully this woman gets fired. Stop reading here. When drama deals with romance, they tend to pick ideas like you can't grow unless you fall in love, or love changes everything in your life. I've long been bothered by this kind of violence and the way that this thinking is imposed, as if romance were the single most important thing in life. Like, how bitter do you have to be to like think something like this? I like this quote. Anyone who thinks romance is violence is not worth listening to. I'm now disappointed that she worked on Bocchi, even though it's not a romance. And Bocchi isn't a romance, but I don't want this woman touching anything at all. When dramas deal with romance, they tend to depict it as you can't grow unless, like falling in love should be an important part of life. It's a lot of these stories deal with the sort of like ideals of life. Again, this is just a woman that wants to make it propaganda, turn it into the sort of anti-male propaganda, just anti-family, anti-love. It's messed up. So even in Japan, they have these issues, and hopefully they nip it in the bud, because what become like modern media in America isn't good. This is the same thing that you see in just so many stories now. So many things in media where, focusing on romance, focusing on love, man meets women type of stuff. It used to be like, if you look at the 80s and 90s, it was a big part of a lot of stuff, and now it just gets thrown out. And now you just have these women. This is why so many women in modern Western entertainment are completely unlikable, because it is a big part of like them. Women falling in love, women loving men is totally downplayed, and now they're just snarky and unlikable. It sucks. But yeah, that is Bocchi the Rock. And this, even the gun director joins the growing voices within Japan calling out the screenwriter censoring Bocchi the Rock. Says, well, I might not really like the term noise. For example, when putting together a contemplation or something, cutting parts out is done reductively. Because every part is originally necessary, I want to see it all. And this is just him saying like, hey, when you make an anime, you shouldn't cut parts of the original work. I mean, sometimes you do need to edit it just for just consistency's sake, or you have to fit everything. You can't like fit everything in and do the adaptation, but the idea that you just cut certain stuff out as noise is definitely reductive. But we're going to end it here, guys. I got some other stuff to do today. I'm going to see if I can redirect. I don't know if Jack's streaming on his stuff. I don't even see Jack today. Is he out doing something? Let's see. Maybe not. Let me check Jack's channel here. The modern world is not made for women. I mean, her women's just, yeah. The modern world is making women do stuff that they really shouldn't do. I guess not. I don't see. Let's see. Jack collects here. Jack has a second channel where he's covering like One Piece and Legos and that kind of stuff, but I guess he's not streaming today. But so we'll just end it here, guys. I don't think there's going to be a post zero this week, at least judging by the talk. Let me just double check, see if anyone was planning on doing anything. Doesn't look like it. So I'm just going to leave it here then. And we'll see you next week, guys. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. And we'll talk to you next time. Another one last thing. That new Toho game came out. I was planning on playing it, but I just had too much time to cover it. But the Toho Mocha Sai. It came out. It is has 10% off on Steam right now because it just came out. So if you want to play it, you can buy it up. I unfortunately still have to. I'm still finishing Silk Song. Well, I guess not. Unfortunately, Silk Song is a lot of fun, but I can't play every game. It's like here it is. Mukasai, Perfect Damaku Festival Part 3. This looks like an amazing game. I'm super hyped to play it, but like I said, I want to finish Silk Song off before I like dive into playing another game. It's a good, but if you wanted to save 10%, you can do it right now. So that's it, guys. That's it for the video. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.